Hi, it's Bernie Gobach, and it's the 10th of May, 2015. You're looking at a game of soldiers inside Spectrum, which is a Sunday Times magazine. Extraordinary project. Simon Brantorp photographed troops posing as toy soldiers in the Western Sahara. It'll bring great focus to the conflicts that are down there. Morocco controls most of the region. I used to play with toy soldiers. When you see them posed in this manner, men on plinths, it really makes you think. Sunday Times has some stuff that made me think too. Front page, the Irish Taoiseach Edna Kenny's keen to quiz David Cameron from the UK on whether he's going to exit the EU. British membership is important to Ireland's national interest. Also on the front page, Sarah McInerney says there may be a gay exodus if Ireland votes no on an upcoming marriage equality. It could work the opposite too. Vote yes, and you may get a lot of trade and commerce coming into the country. I'm thinking about different events during the summer. InspireFest 2015 might fit on my agenda from Dublin, the 18th to 20th of June. What's interesting about it is that several of the faces that are going to show up are actually involved in my Twitter stream. I follow people, and also keen to go to Excited, which is an event for educators primarily, in May. Cormac Lucy, he's an opinion columnist in the business section of the Sunday Times, says Scapegoat Cowan has the answers we need. And they're looking at a department meeting, Department of Finance meeting with the Taoiseach. Brian Lenihan used to be the finance minister. An infamous meeting on September 29th to the 30th. Theoretically had plans to nationalize two banks, the Anglo Bank and the Irish Nationwide Building Society, rather than guarantee liabilities. Cowan's good as a witness, so it'll be interesting to see how much of a corner he's boxed into. The main national, international bodies who were looking at how healthy Ireland was at the time pretty much thought the economy was okay, wasn't going to go over a cliff. If it goes the way the government hopes, Cowan will be held as a scapegoat, and maybe there'll be a snap election called on the heels of those frailties of taking care of the country back then in 2008. World's first for the McAvity brothers, Omega Aviation. What you see is a 707. There's a tanker refueling a Navy aircraft. It's a self-flying X-47B Stealth. Honeywell had designed some pretty clever avionics to make that happen. Well done. I like autonomous vehicles, and when they're in the air, well, I like drones as well. Here is something really curious. A smile that will soon be gone from Nicola's face, says the article. Niall Ferguson wrote about the rise of the Scottish Nationalist Party, and the pull quote's pretty interesting. I guess Scottish nationalists went out of Europe too. Now they'd rather leave the UK but stay in the EU. They'd rather be governed from Brussels than London. Yep, something like that. Be curious to see, will they call a national referendum for Scottish independence, or what will happen? I'm not sure that representation actually happened when the SNPs rolled in. Representation in terms of the biggest needs of the Scottish people, but time will tell. Here's something I want to make a point about. There's a startup called IntroView. It's getting traction, says Leanna Byrne. And what they have are 60-second graduate interviews, candidate interviews. So you can pitch who you are and what you have to offer. And then the application kind of puts it in front of a potential employer. It relates to this story. Stephen Kinsella picks up on the finance minister basically suggesting that some Irish jobless people are allergic to employment. And Kinsella points out the statistics, and he's an economist, so Kinsella would know these numbers, that a newly unemployed person has a 50% chance of leaving the live register if they do it within the first 12 months of unemployment. But that chance drops to under 20% during the second 12 months and less than 10% the third year. As the duration increases, the chances of getting out of employment get lower and lower. It's a real problem. We We have people who are unemployed that come on to courses that we offer at third level, and it's really curious to see how they come through, how sometimes they come through a revolving door just to tick off a box. And I've also dealt with the things that Noonan was talking about, and that is there are folks who understand entitlements, and they will not compromise a starting job. They won't compromise an entitlement with a starting job that puts them below a certain threshold. So it's a real dicey market. The data suggests when the jobs were good, the building industry was good, unemployment dropped. So like you actually have to have jobs that fit the capabilities, the skills, and interests and aptitudes and abilities of the unemployed. Kinslow points out the big document he was looking at concerning joblessness. In the entire document, the word hope is not used once. Okay then. Hey, how naked are you online? It's from a magazine article. It's inside Style, Sunday Times. Good stuff, good tips here. If you want to stay unexposed, you need to know stuff. It's an active citizenry thing. Go anonymous with your web settings. Select privacy at the highest level. Avoid logging into websites like and using the all-in-one login of Twitter or Facebook, and a few other things. I'm going to stick it up on my blog, insideview.ie, because good tips for trying to stay out of the public eye when you don't want to be, and tips about enhancing your digital reputation by doing well where you place yourself. Digital is also another story in the Sunday Times. Psychologist Philip Zimbardo tells Eleanor Mills that real sexual effort too tough for young teens, boys. Philip Zimbardo knows what he's talking about. Masculinity as we know it, he said, is being destroyed by online porn and gambling. Technology is sabotaging what it means to be male. The book is called Man Disconnected. Zimbardo and Nikita Kolomb write it. I'll get it. I'll read it. Lots of stuff inside the Sunday Times and Sunday Business Post. Pat Leahy in the Sunday Business Post points out lessons of the British election. Very important for a coalition party. He also points out at the top of the article about British exit, the Brexit. How do you pronounce that? Brexit. British exit from the EU. And inside, lots of stuff. I listened to audioboom.fm, and there's some good commentary about how the pollsters might have gotten it wrong. Tactical voting happened in Ireland. It's proportional representation. In England, first past the post. Tactical voting would have a very significant reason why the Conservatives, the Tories, won an outright majority. And you'd have to be interested in politics to understand exactly what I'm talking about there, or listen to Audioboom. Here's someone I didn't expect to find. The Learning Resort in Killarney is having a presentation, a story, they call it a Storyonomics seminar by Robert McKee, one of the foremost experts in corporate storytelling. Probably costs a lot of money because they don't cite how much it is. TheLearningResort.com is the details for it. May 22nd is where he is, and a whole bunch of other sessions between the 5th and the 8th of November. I like the narrative value of storytelling. And that's what I'll be doing today, looking over stories being told about Ireland. It's stuff from Jess Sinclair, Clonmel Busking Festival. Stories that are being told by Dylan and by Mia. They write in their little books. There's little moleskins for them. Mia often reimagines stuff that she's reading. And stories about running. There's several apps that Ruth's using now. An iPhone 5C. She runs and consistently logs better times on her 5K circuit. Stories being told about Dylan embracing technology, pulls stuff out of my drawers. And finally, here's a story for you. Mia envisages the virgin birth. That's Mary. And that's Jesus. Where is it? I'm Bernie. I'm a blown American living in County Tip. Top Golden Good Social Networks. Thank you for following my stories inside the Sunday Times and Sunday Business Post today. Bye for now.